Hi, friends. Welcome to Be Soul Candy with Sid. I'm Sid, and today we are going to be standing in our power, going through some of the foundational standing poses that you're going to see in a typical vinyasa flow class. We're going to start nice and slow, breaking down postures from the ground up. You don't need a whole bunch of things for this class, but to empower you even more, if you have blocks available or a strap, those are wonderful options to take here. And I will be here to support you from breath to breath. So hopefully, hope you enjoy, and I will see you on the mat.
Something to buy the bang, yeah. The bam ba buy the
Welcome, friends, to Be Soul Candy with Sid. Let's get started standing. So come and bring your big toes together. Spread your toes wide. Maybe lift them off the mat and glue them down. Feel the inner arches of your feet lift. Lift up through your pelvic floor. Option to close your eyes or soften your gaze here. Just finding a little integration, a little stillness. Bring your hands to Samastitihi, Anjali Mudra. Your hands in prayer, bringing your thumbs to your sternum. We'll do a quick warm-up today, just to get our muscles nice and ready for breaking down some of the standing postures. Throughout class today, I want you to empower yourself. Stand in your power, whatever that means for you. And know that you can always take a break. You can always come back. Let's have an amazing class. And I'll see you on the mat. Inhale, mountain pose. Extended mountain here. Can you ground down through your toes as you scoop your tailbone down? Draw your shoulders away from your ears. Find energy through your fingertips as you rotate your pinkies in line with the mirror. Take a full round of breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Option to swan dive here as you find a little length in your hamstrings. Wherever your fingertips land, option to bend your knees slightly to allow the crown of your head to really surrender. Just warming up. Inhale, halfway lift. Pinch your shoulders together here on your mat. As you extend through your crown, you're rising with a flat back, so crown forward, tailbone back, connect to your core. Take a full round of breath in. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Step your feet about hips width distance apart. Externally rotate your biceps as you send your hips toward your heels. So think mountain pose on prone here. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, high to look like lowering down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Extend through your crown. Spreading through your fingertips, you lift your knees. Exhale, down dog, or downward facing dog. Option to keep a bend in your knees here as you tip your tailbone down. Allow your torso to soften down toward your thighs, like your heels soften to the earth. You don't have to touch it. Full round of breath in. Ujjayi exhale. Full breath in. Full breath out. Inhale, lift to the top of your neck. Exhale, forward fold, reaching forward, in through your hips. Pull your hip. Start to flow that out 2 more times, breath to move. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward. Inhale, open arms. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high to low. Inhale, upward facing up. Exhale, down. Full breath in. And full breath out. Last round, and then we'll discuss. Inhale, gaze up. Exhale, travel top of your head. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, forward. Exhale, high to low plank. Inhale. Exhale. So we did a quick warm up there, just to get our muscles ready to receive some of the standing postures that you'll see in a typical vinyasa class. So we flew through a sun salutation A. So I'm going to break down a few of those postures with their variations because we flow through them very fast, just to let you know that you can always be empowered whatever level you're at when you come to your mat. So let's start at the basics, mountain pose. This is your home base. Samasthiti, palms out to the sides, shoulders are stacking over your hips. Hips are in line with your thighs, with your knees, and with your heels. You're one straight line of energy from the top of your head to the tips of your toes. Whenever we're in our mountain pose, you can ground down through your big toes and lift through your pelvic floor to turn on your transverse abdominis. Feel the space behind your belly button. Draw it in, shoulders down. When we inhale, we sweep our arms up and let your biceps frame your ears here. So you don't want your elbows too shrugged up. You want to find some softness and some stillness without finding duck buck. So you want to take the ground or the arch out of your spine here. And can you create a long, neutral spine? I want you to imagine here in your mountain pose that if I poured water into the crown of your head, it would flow all the way out through your bones, right into the earth without spilling out anywhere. That's neutral alignment. And that is where most of your standing postures will live, some variation of that neutral alignment. So starting there, take a full round of breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Bending, so find a little hinge in your hips. So as we go to a forward fold, allow your torso to melt onto your thighs. And wherever your fingertips happen to land is where they can be today. You want your fingertips and your toes in one straight line. Allow the crown of your head to hang heavy. You can have a micro bend in your knees here. If your fingertips don't touch the floor, a wonderful variation that I love for my forward fold is to have my blocks on either the high, the medium, or even the low setting. So for all the people that are like, I can't touch my toes, now you can. As long as you feel the stretch in your hamstrings is doing the work here. Send your weight forward into the ball mounds of your feet and spiral your thighs close to one another as the crown of your head. Breathe. Your halfway lift. You can take a variation with the blocks that I personally love, which is to just take them a little out in front of you here. We find halfway lift usually with your palms on your thighs or your calves, finding a soft bend in your knees so that your tailbone can draw back and your crown of your head can draw forward. Peek over the top of your mat here to create that inverted 7 shape. On your inhale, pull forward. On your exhale, fold a little deeper. Full inhale and full exhale. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high to low plank, chaturanga. So what we're going to flow through next is a typical vinyasa. In our warm-up, I demoed all 3 versions that I love to try typically. I'm also going to add in a cat-cow variation just so that you can see that getting from one pose to another, your transitions, they can be personalized to you. So just because I say high to low plank, that looks different in everybody's body. So you can always find something to help empower you wherever you are in your practice, wherever you are with your breath, because it changes. So listen to yourself. So for the first variation, I'm going to stop talking so much, is this could be, I'll say high to low plank. This could be your high to low. Belly down, finding your cow pose. Exhale, cat, and down dog. Beautiful place to be, and it stretches out your spine, your back, and it can take you from one pose to the next beautifully. If you want to move into the full variation, option to find your high plank, shoulders over your wrists, externally rotate, hinge forward, and then find the top of a push-up. Now notice that my elbows, a lot of people will flail their elbows out like this. That means we're still building strength. So as you lower down, hug your elbows in by your rib cage, flip your toes. So elbows in by your rib cage, flip your toes, shine your chest between your biceps. You're a full rounded breath in here. Full breath out. Finding all 4 points of contact here on your mat. Exhale down dog. Creating that inverted V shape. My chest presses toward my thighs. 2 more variations, and then we'll start to move on to some of our standing postures. I'll do a quick flow, but for the last 2 postures are ways you can get into your chaturanga dandasana. High plank, dropping down to your knees. Start to send your toes toward your glutes. Hinge forward, lower down. And you can find a baby cobra here. This is still working your low back as your elbows draw back here. Or you can press fully into your upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. And an oldie but goodie, just hold high plank. This is a full body exercise, keeping your spine long, hips back. And 4 rounds of breath here is going to give you just as much benefit as the full push-up. So take what you need, leave what you don't. And we'll start to move on. So I think we're going to start back standing. I'm going to come to the top of the mat so that you can see me. Starting with my left toes first, I want you to step your left toes back. Now notice that I'm in a high lunge here. With my back heels lifted, this is crescent lunge. I'm leaning back to align my shoulders over my hips, still connecting to my core, still finding that neutral alignment. Head over heart, heart over pelvis. Squeezing your inner thighs together to stabilize, you can float your arms up here. Another full variation of this is to come down. Make your way up when you're ready. Toes can be untucked or straight down. But usually if you hear me say inhale, crescent lunge, I'm usually starting right here. Take a full breath in. Exhale, spin your back heel down. Now my back heel is down here. And notice that there's a big space because we're moving into Warrior One, which is a closed hip posture. Now, little known fact, Warrior One was built for men, essentially. But a lot of us may have wider hip spans, whichever body you were born in, reaching through your fingertips. And so it makes a lot of sense to just close your stance up here. Align your front heel with your back heel and press into the knife side edge of your back foot to really seal into the mat and firm up through that back leg. You're finding mountain pose in your upper body as you gaze forward. Full breath in and a full breath out. When you're inhaling, you can bring your hands to your heart space. Maybe we spin our back heel up. Can you hinge forward here, finding that bend in your knee? Full rounded breath in here, moving into Warrior 3. So for Warrior 3, I'm sending my weight forward into the ball of my front foot and then pressing down through my heel. Now I'm using blocks here for a little added stability. But you can also bring your hands to your hips. You can extend your fingertips forward and tuck your chin to keep your spine long. I'll show you from the other side. So here in your crescent, we brought our hands to heart center. You notice here that my hip crease is going back as I hinge forward. And I can elevate my back leg off the mat. From here, can you turn your toes down and level off your hips so that both hip points are drawing down toward the earth. Take a full round of breath in. And exhale, extend your arms forward. Keeping your spine long here, find some softness in your standing leg. When you're ready, inhale back, mountain pose. Exhale, Samasthiti. Full breath in, full breath out. Moving on to the other side. So I'm going to step my right toes back this time. And again, you have options here. You can be up or down. If I'm down in my low lunge, my biceps frame my ear. Toes can be tucked or untucked, whatever helps you feel the most stability here. Start to press down through your big toe and your pinky toe to really root into your earth. Lift your back leg high. Now here, my front knee stacks over my front ankle. I'm pulling my left hip crease back like a bow and arrow almost. My shoulders align over my hips and I'm still gazing forward here. Can you squeeze your inner thighs together to activate through your glutes and connect to your core so that every part of your body is being activated here in this crescent lunge? Take a full rounded breath in and a full breath out. Spin your back, heel down. Your back toes are going to reach to the top corner of your mat. Now my right toes are back here, so the top right corner of your mat to be more specific. Now I'm taking a very wide stance here in Warrior One. And it's not the most comfortable. So to help you find that squaring of your hips and that neutral alignment, you can step your back toes back. If you have naturally narrow hips, then it might feel better to take a wider stance here. Let your biceps frame your ears. Recommit to that bend in your front knee and see if you can really turn on that back leg by pressing into the jackknife of your back foot. Full breath in, full breath out. Now I'm spinning my back heel up. Bring my hands through heart center, starting to hinge forward. From here, we'll start to fly our back leg. Level your hips off so that both of them point down toward the floor. And if you fall, it's okay. It's what your blocks are for. Warrior Three, I personally love to take my blocks a little out in front of me here to really help me find that square, those square hips. I tuck my chin slightly. Can you tuck yours and draw up through your blocks and through your belly? Inhale. Ujjayi, exhale. Finding some activation for 4. Option to float your arms up. For 3. Standing tall in 2. And 1, stand tall. Full rounded breath in. Full breath out. Coming back to yourself, coming back home to yourself after every iteration of our postures. 1 full round in. Ujjayi, exhale. So we've done or a good portion of the closed hip postures that you're going to see in a vinyasa. Let's work on some open hip postures. So mostly things that you'll see in your sun salutation B. We're going to step from our mountain pose, full inhale. Step your toes back and open up. Warrior 2. So notice here in my Warrior 2, I'm taking a much wider stance than I did in, say, my Warrior 1. You still have that same lunging motion in the front knee. Your knee is over your front ankle. Your front heel is in line with your back arch or even your back heel. Your back toes are going to be parallel with the back edge of your mat. Now from here, I'm scooping my tailbone down because we're going to build this posture from the ground up. Start to send your arms out about shoulder level. Gaze over your front middle finger. Find some ferocity here. This is your Warrior 2. Here I like to imagine that I'm a bow and arrow or a shooting star. Something unstoppable. And really find that energy here. Lifting from your pelvic floor to really root into your earth here. Full breath in and full breath out. I'm going to show you extended side angle next. So begin to tick, tick, tick forward. And let your palms come down. Ground down through your back pinky toe, and then start to open your chest here. I'm recruiting my obliques, and what I mean by that is my bottom rib is reaching up, And I'm finding an external rotation of my back thigh. Because this is more about your chest and your heart being open than being way down here, which you'll see a lot of people do. And if you can, that's beautiful. If you want a little more length, perhaps you take your block underneath and extend forward, painting a rainbow. As long as you can keep your heart open and prioritize safety over aesthetics. Full rounded breath in and a full breath out. Inhale, triangle pose. Now I'm lengthening in my front thigh, and maybe I step my back toes in slightly. Still finding that recruitment of my obliques. Let your fingertips find energy here. I love a block underneath my hand in a triangle pose, but you can also grab for your ankle. You can also be way up here to really find that side oblique activation. So take a full breath in, breathing into your rib cage, and a full breath out. Big movement here we go. Inhale, star pose. And embody that energy here. Take up space, heels in, toes out. Full breath in, full breath out. I like to give it a little wiggle and a little shake, call it willow tree. Inhale, star pose. Exhale, wide-legged forward fold. Can you point your toes forward? Maybe bring your hands to your hip creases as you lower your chest straight down. Now from here, palms can touch the floor, so the crown of your head hangs heavy, or maybe you take a block or two, sending your weight forward into the ball mounts of your feet. Allow your tailbone to tip up here as you breathe. Full inhale, full exhale. And the longer you stay in these poses, what you need may change. So what does it look like to be authentic about what you need for breath to breath? Inhale, halfway lift, flat back, rise up. We're going to find warrior two to the other side, because why not? You'll find a reverse windmill here. Front knee over your front ankle, grounding down through your back toe. My shoulders are aligned over my hips as I scoop my tailbone down. Draw my belly in and really stretch out laterally here. Take a full breath in and a full breath out as you gaze over your front middle finger. Full inhale, full exhale. Exhale, extended side angle. Tuck your arms to about 6 and 12. Still keeping that bend in your front knee, grounding down through that back toe. Now, can you open your chest up? If you'd like a little more space, maybe you use that block for support. Really recruiting through my fingertips. Gaze can be up or down here. No wrong answers. Breathing into your side body. And breath out. Inhale, lengthen in your front thigh. And the crown of my head is parallel because I'm gazing at you guys. And I'm sure you're doing amazing. Can you turn your back toes in a little bit to find even more of an external rotation through your back thigh? A full breath in here and a full breath out. Inhale, star pose. And can you bring a mono fist behind your low back, punching straight down, lift your chest, put your toes forward. Full breath in here. Exhale, wide-legged forward fold with a bind. So I'm allowing the crown of my head to just soften down My knees are even a little bit bent here because I don't want to hyperextend. Spiral your thighs straight back, send your weight into the balls of your feet as you breathe. Full rounded breath in. And a breath out. Almost lost my glasses. Reach your fingertips down, inhale halfway lift. Pivoting forward, and we'll flow through your vinyasa, your variation. Exhale, downward facing dog. So we've gone through both several of the closed hip postures and the open hip postures that you'll see in a traditional vinyasa. I think now we'll try on a little bit more balancing, just to really help you to root into your foundation. And it also, what I love about balancing postures is that my mind can get quiet, I can get centered, and I can absorb all of the information that my teacher might have had for me that day. So, let's start in my personal favorite, or one of my personal favorites, because they're all my favorites, eagle pose. First, we're going to flow through one particular posture that we missed, but that I think is super important for your foundation. Utkatasana, fierce pose. More commonly named chair pose, but it translates in Sanskrit to fierce. So I want you to find that energy here. Now I have naturally narrow hips, so I like my feet together, but your heels can be a little bit wider if that feels better. And I'm reaching my arms almost like I am in mountain pose. My tailbone is drawing back toward my heels here, and I'm connected to my core. So your solar plexus, that space above your belly button, is really knitting in here to make this pose even more challenging, wherever it might be. Full breath in, and a full breath out. Now from here, moving into our balancing series, it's going to be eagle pose. So one thing about balancing is you want to set your drishti, your point of focus. I like to focus on something that's not moving in the mirror. So usually I like to look at my third eye or something about eye level. Take a full rounded breath in. Exhale, eagle on the right. Cross at your elbows. Bring your palms together to touch. Now, notice that my palms don't touch. So another variation for that might be to grab right underneath your shoulder blades and pull them apart as you draw your elbows down. From here, still sitting back in my chair, I reach my right leg across my left. Option to kickstand. Option to go for the full bind by wrapping your right big toe around your left big toe. Wherever you are, the natural tendency is to kind of hunch around here. Can you ground down through your big toe and your pinky toe by pressing them into the earth and imagining that there's a wall behind you? A full belly breath in. Ujjayi exhale. Full breath in. Full breath out. Bring your palms to close. Finding your variation. 3 more rounds of breath. Softly unwind, coming back through chair. And we'll take eagle on the other side. So left arm under your right. Cross at your elbows, bring your palms together. Pull your shoulder blades apart here. Extend through your fingertips as you draw your right heel back. Left leg goes up and over. Option to kickstand. Option to have your toes on the floor. Or option to go for the full bind. Wherever you are is a beautiful place. And don't be afraid to try things on and see what feels the most authentic in the body that you brought to your mat. Another 3 full rounds of breath here. Exhale, release, coming to mountain pose. moving into dancer's pose. Now this is a wonderful place for a strap, but I didn't bring one today. So I'm going to show you a couple different variations of this. So I'm going to face this way. I'm bringing my left palm to my left hip because I'm going to start on the left leg here. So I'm grabbing for the outer edge of my foot. So the big toe side, grabbing and then drawing my knees together. This could be dancer's pose right here. I can soften in my front knee as I inhale. And on your exhale, can you kick into your palm? Kick so much that your torso begins to hinge forward. Find your most comfortable layer of depth here. Set your gaze at the top of your mat to keep your spine long and keep your pelvis neutral, keeping your drishti, maintain your focus here. Lift the back of your heart up. Full breath in. And exhale, release. Stand tall, mountain pose. Shake it out. Right palm to right hip. From to the other side here. So a couple of different, I'll show you a few different angles. So, starting on my right foot, grab for the outer edge of your foot. That could be your arch, your sole, or your big toe. So, if you don't reach one spot today, Rome wasn't built in a day, no worries. Take a full round of breath in. Exhale, dancers. I'm kicking into my palm here. Kick so much that your torso begins to hinge forward. From here, can you draw your knee or your back knee in line with your standing thigh? Lift up and out through your heart. Full round of breath in and a full breath out. Unwind one layer at a time. Give it a little wiggle and a little shake. Now for my last balancing stance today. We'll begin to wind down after this. Bring your hands to your heart space. Anjali Mudra. Hands in prayer. We'll find tree pose. So for tree pose, I think a lot of people see tree pose as this. And it is this. But it also can live right here with your toes on the floor, just gaining your balance, shoulders down your back. You could also bring your sole of your foot to your inner calf, pressing your foot into your calf. You could even bring it to your inner thigh. So no wrong answers here. A new variation that I just learned that I think is splendid is to just bring your toes to a block to really help open your hip toward the back wall and to align your shoulders. Take a full round of breath in any variation that you choose. And a full breath out. Full belly breath in. Full breath out. Option here to grow your branches, stand in your power. Reclaim your time, reclaim your power. Full breath in. Full breath out. Let it go. Shake it out. Finding tree pose on the opposite side. So I'm grounding down through my left toes. So when I say grounding down, imagine just zipping your toes in so that all four corners of your feet root into the floor. So root your branches here. And then you can take layer 1, 2, 3, 4. This one is actually very hard for me. 4. They're all valid. I'm going to close my eyes and just let you feel it. Option to float your branches up. When you're ready, float your arms down. So we went through a full yoga sun A, sun B with some variations and a little bit of balancing. I think to round this off and put it in a tight little bow, we're going to do a quick flow breath to movement, that whole sequence straight through where you can really just feel the changes in your body and integrate some of those different variations that we talked about. So I'm going to start right here. You meet me when you're ready. Hands at arm's length. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high to low fold. Inhale, up. Exhale, back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, gaze forward. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward. Inhale, chair pose with the asana. Ferocity here, full breath in. Exhale, step your left toes back. Press and lunge. Inhale, press it. Swing your back heel down and exhale, warrior one. Full breath in, full breath out. Inhale, hinge forward. Exhale, warrior three. Full breath in and breath out. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, chair vinyasa. Hands to heart center, sit tall. Exhale, your right toes back, crescent lunge. Inhale, exhale, warrior one, swinging your heel down, lift your heart. Full inhale. Exhale, hinge forward, warrior three. Full breath in, full breath out. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, lunge out of neutral. Full inhale. Exhale, warrior two. Step your left toes back. Inhale. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, triangle pose. Full breath in, breath out. Inhale, star pose, heels in, toes out. Exhale, toes point forward, wide, legged forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, pivot your left toes forward. Reverse up, warrior two. Toward the back wall. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, triangle pose. Exhale. Inhale, star. Exhale, find that shoulder extension. Full inhale. And exhale. Halfway. Exhale. Add on. Walk your heels in. And take your blocks. Finding the asana pose. We're going to stretch out through our hips here. And you use your triceps to open your knees a little wider. Take a full round of breath in as you extend your breath. And a full breath out. I'm taking a variation sitting on my block. But you can also, for a little added challenge, see if you can lower your hips down between your knees. toes. From here, I'm going to bring my hips down, send my legs out. Flex my toes toward your ribs. Move the fleshy parts of your bum out of the way. You're only on the bony bits. Lift your heart. Exhale, wide. My personal favorite is keeping right here. Maybe 1 or 2 or 3. Let's start with this. So breath in. Full breath. Inhale. Exhale. And you're ready to press up. And make your way to the front edge of your mat. And maybe lay on your back. Your knees into your chest. And lower your heels into the earth. Find your smoothness here. Work your shoulders underneath. Inhale, bridge pose. Lift your hips. Reach your chest toward your chin toward the sky. Pressing into the backs of your forearms. Exhale, release hands. The soles of your feet together for Supta Baddha Konasana. Recline bound angle. Butterfly out your knees, bring your hand to your heart and your belly. Just close your eyes. Option stay right here. Or option to send both knees to the left side of your mat. For supine twist. It's kind of a comfortable twist here. Let your shoulders stay married to the floor. Full breath in. Breath out. Inhale, come back through center. Exhale, switch sides. Full breath in. Full breath. Inhale, coming back. Put your knees into your chest and go into a tiny little ball. Beautiful option for happy baby pose here. By pressing your heels to the sky if that feels good. But for now, I'm just going to give myself a little bit of love. Give yourself a big squeeze. Send love everywhere it needs to go. Exhale. Reclaim your power. And have a beautiful rest. Shavasana. One of the hardest poses in your yoga practice. Stillness. Knowing that you've done enough and you are enough. I encourage you to rest here for the next 2 minutes, integrating the benefits of your practice today. But if you must move on, thank you so much for flowing with me, for standing in your power, and I hope to see you in the next video. Thank you so much.